Howdy, folks! Welcome back to Manual Goat Farm. Look at these girls, healthy as can be. That's what we like to see. Now, if you're struggling to boost milk production from your dairy goats, you're in the right place. We've all been there, trust me. You care for these animals, you want to give them the best, and you sure want them to produce well. Today, I'll share some tried and true natural methods to significantly increase your goat's milk yield. These are the same methods I've used for years, and let me tell you, they work wonders. Let's dive in. You know the saying, you are what you eat? Well, it's just as true for goats. If you want your does to produce lots of delicious, creamy milk, you gotta give them the right fuel. Think of it like this. High-quality milk requires high-quality ingredients, right? First up, protein. Goats need a good amount of protein for milk production, and that's where alfalfa comes in. Alfalfa hay is like a superfood for dairy goats. It's packed with protein and other essential nutrients. Legumes, like clover and peas, are also great sources of protein. You can mix them in with the hay or let your goats graze on them in the pasture. Next, we've got minerals. Calcium and phosphorus are crucial for strong bones and healthy milk production. Now, you can't just sprinkle some calcium on their food and call it good. You need to make sure they're getting the right balance of minerals. A good quality mineral supplement formulated specifically for dairy goats is essential. Ask your local feed store or veterinarian for recommendations. And let's not forget about vitamins. Vitamins are like the spark plugs that keep everything running smoothly. Goats need a variety of vitamins, and luckily, many of them are found naturally in good quality hay and pasture. But just to be safe, it's a good idea to add a vitamin supplement to their diet as well. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Dr. Paul, that's a lot to keep track of. And you're right. It can be a bit overwhelming. That's why I always recommend having a veterinarian or an animal nutritionist help you formulate a balanced diet for your goats. They can help you determine the right amounts of each nutrient based on your goat's age, breed, and stage of lactation. Remember, a healthy, well-fed goat is a happy goat, and a happy goat produces more milk. Consistency is key, folks, especially when it comes to feeding your dairy goats. Just like you and I thrive on a regular schedule, so do our goats. Having a consistent feeding routine helps regulate their digestion, keeps their energy levels stable, and ultimately leads to better milk production. Now, I'm not saying you need to set your alarm clock to goat feeding time and stick to it religiously, but having a general schedule that you follow as closely as possible will make a world of difference. Here's an example of an effective daily feeding schedule. Morning. Start the day with a good portion of alfalfa hay or a legume-based hay. This will give them the energy they need to kickstart their day. Midday. Offer a smaller feeding of hay or allow for some supervised grazing time if you have pasture available. Evening. Finish the day with another generous portion of alfalfa hay. This will help them stay full and satisfied throughout the night. In addition to their hay, you can also offer a small amount of grain at each feeding. This provides them with some extra energy and nutrients. Just be careful not to overdo it on the grain, as too much can lead to digestive issues. And remember, fresh water is crucial. Make sure your goats have access to clean, fresh water at all times. We'll talk more about hydration in the next chapter. Stick to a regular feeding schedule, and you'll be amazed at how much it can improve your goats' milk production. It's all about creating a stable and predictable environment for them to thrive in. We all know how important water is for all living creatures. But did you know that it's especially crucial for dairy goats? Milk production requires a lot of fluids, and if your goats aren't properly hydrated, their milk production will suffer. The good news is that keeping your goats hydrated is relatively simple. The key is to provide them with constant access to fresh, clean water. And when I say fresh, I mean fresh. Goats are pretty picky drinkers, and they won't hesitate to turn their noses up at stale or dirty water. Here are a few tips for ensuring your goats have access to the best water possible. Use multiple water sources. Don't rely on just one water bucket for your entire herd. Provide multiple buckets or troughs, strategically placed throughout their living area, so that every goat has easy access to water. Clean regularly. Scrub those buckets and troughs daily. Bacteria can build up quickly, especially in warm weather, so it's important to keep their water sources squeaky clean. Check water levels frequently. Goats can drink a surprising amount of water, especially during hot weather or when they're producing a lot of milk. Check the water levels several times a day and refill as needed. Consider automatic waterers. If you have a large herd or you're simply tired of hauling water buckets, consider investing in automatic waterers. These handy devices provide a constant supply of fresh water, saving you time and effort. Remember, a well-hydrated goat is a happy and productive goat, so make sure those water buckets are always full. Chapter 4. Stress Reduction. Creating a tranquil environment for happy goats. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked but incredibly important: stress. Just like us, goats can feel stressed, and when they do, it can negatively impact their milk production. Think about it. When you're stressed out, do you feel like being productive? Probably not. It's the same for goats. When they're stressed, their bodies release hormones that can interfere with milk production. So how can we create a stress-free environment for our goats? It's all about understanding their needs and providing them with a calm and comfortable living space. Here are a few stress-busting tips. Proper handling. Goats are prey animals, which means they're naturally skittish. When handling them, be gentle and patient. Avoid sudden movements or loud noises that could startle them. Quiet surroundings, loud machinery, barking dogs, or even just a lot of commotion can stress out goats. Try to keep their living area as peaceful and quiet as possible. Comfortable housing. Goats need a clean, dry, and well-ventilated shelter to escape the elements and feel secure. Make sure their housing provides ample space for them to move around comfortably. Minimize changes. Goats thrive on routine. Avoid making drastic changes to their environment, feeding schedule, or social groups, as this can cause them stress. By creating a calm and comfortable environment for your goats, you'll be amazed at how much more relaxed and productive they'll be. A happy goat is a productive goat, remember? Chapter 5. Natural supplements, boosting milk production nature's way. Now let's talk about some natural ways to give your goat's milk production an extra boost. Natural supplements. Nature provides us with some amazing ingredients that can work wonders for increasing milk yield. One of my favorites is fenugreek seeds. These little seeds are like a magic potion for milk production. They contain compounds that help stimulate mammary gland development and increase milk flow. You can add fenugreek seeds to your goat's feed or make a tea by steeping them in hot water. Another great option is moringa leaves. Moringa is a highly nutritious plant that's packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. It's been shown to improve milk production in goats and enhance the nutritional content of the milk. You can feed moringa leaves fresh, dried, or in powdered form. And lastly, let's not forget about molasses. This sweet treat is a good source of energy and iron, which are both important for milk production. You can add molasses to your goat's water or mix it in with their feed. When introducing any new supplement to your goat's diet, it's always best to start slowly and gradually increase the amount. This will give their digestive systems time to adjust. And as always, it's a good idea to consult with your veterinarian or an animal nutritionist before adding any new supplements to your goat's diet, just to make sure they're appropriate for your specific herd. Chapter 6. Proper milking techniques. The art of gentle and effective milking. Now, let's talk about the grand finale, milking time. Proper milking techniques are crucial for not only maximizing milk yield, but also for ensuring the comfort and well-being of your goats. First and foremost, be gentle. Milking should never be a painful experience for your goat. Use a gentle but firm touch and avoid pulling or tugging on the teats. Consistency is key. Establish a regular milking schedule and stick to it as closely as possible. Goats thrive on routine, and a consistent milking schedule will help regulate their milk production. Here are a few tips for proper milking techniques. Wash your hands thoroughly before milking. Gently massage the udder before milking. Use a proper milking technique. Be observant. Remember, milking should be a positive experience for both you and your goat. By using gentle techniques and establishing a consistent routine, you'll be well on your way to maximizing milk production and keeping your goats happy and healthy. There you have it, folks. Those are my tried and true natural methods for boosting your dairy goat's milk yield. Remember, it all comes down to providing your goats with optimal nutrition, a stress-free environment, and a whole lot of love and care. Try these natural techniques and watch your milk production grow. Leave your experiences or questions in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful goat farming tips, and share this video to help others experience the joy of happy, productive goats. Happy goat farming!